Is it audible? So I think it's recording, right? Okay, let's proceed. Just a second. Yeah, can anyone tell me what has happened in the last class?
You started with signal graph flow.
Signal flow graph.
Signal flow graph.
Yeah, I think everyone got a clear picture the difference between your block diagram to signal flow graph.
Yes, sir.
So signal flow graph is just a alteration of your block diagram. So the disadvantage of block diagram, so it is more tedious and complex for complicated system. So that time we went with one more new concept called as the signal flow graph. So this was invented by or developed by a person called Mansion. So I think in the last class I told about this, and I think we discussed about difference between signal flow graph as well as block diagram. Is what happened till there? Correct, everyone? Okay. So let's move on. So next part, like how we went through in your block diagram, there was reduction technique, right? So such kind of reduction technique is not applicable in this signal flow graph. So along with that block diagram type of problem what you have solved, so they may ask you to solve the signal flow graph from block diagram also. So that is also one more type of problem. So after this understanding signal flow graph, we will deal with that. Okay. So as I said, 40 marks from module number 2, we have covered almost 20 to 24 marks from that block diagram as well as transfer function. So remaining 16 to 18 marks will be from your signal. Okay. So and we have to understand some properties or 5 to 6 marks. Define some maximum you can expect 6 marks. If they are that is also for 6 marks. So apart from this, they will ask you the main question is explain about the Mansion gain formula. So that is very, very important for you to go ahead with your solving the problem. So after understanding the signal flow graph, we'll try to analyze all the problems based on this Mansion gain formula. Then the last part of this chapter is block diagram will be given. So from that they will ask you to write a signal flow graph and vice versa. So from signal flow graph, they may ask you to write a block diagram. So this will complete your model number 2. And before continuing this, I hope you got an awareness that when is your first internal?
No, sir.
Okay, so as of now, according to yesterday's Candroff event, so it will be from next week. It is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, guys. So just get prepared mentally because your next week. So dates I'll just tell you exactly. So next Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I think that is 27. Yeah. 27, 28, 29 is your first internals. Okay, so we are finished your model number 1. So syllabus I'm telling for first internals complete, model number 1 will be there, and transfer function block diagram is there. So from signal flow graph till Tuesday's class, how much is going to be happen, that much you have to go ahead. Is it okay? Is it okay, guys? Everyone, you got what I said?
Yes, sir.
So internals is next week, because 19th is what we started our semester. So almost 1 month plus we used to conduct first internal, right? So same way we'll proceed. So anyhow it is online mode. So you already got to know how the online mode internals will be done last semester. Same way will be happening this time also. So let's see. So till how many days this process. So we'll continue. So I hope everyone got the difference between block diagram and signal flow graph in the last class. Is it okay till there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's go ahead with the next heading. So we can take the heading as properties of a signal flow graph. Properties of signal flow graph. Let me open the PDF file. So what is the meaning of property, guys? Properties means what? Yeah. What is the meaning of the word properties? No one know what is the meaning of the word properties?
Certain characteristics, sir.
Good. Certain characteristics or set of rules we are supposed to follow to solve this problem based on your signal flow graph. Okay. So as I said, if they ask you to list the properties, so there are 6 properties. So out of which property number 3, 4, 5 plays a major role, where the concepts are clearly mentioned what you're supposed to do. So just have an awareness. So let's go ahead with the first property. So property number 1, as I said in the last class, I use something called as LTA system. Do you remember? Do you remember, everyone? So what is the meaning of LTA system? I told you LTA stands for linear time
interval.
invariant system. So I hope everyone got what is the meaning of linear, correct? Huh? So now you need to know what is the meaning of the word time invariant system. See, as I said, in your signals system, model number 2 and model number 3 purely talks about LTA system. So that is what you're going to learn in signals. So how much is required for the control system? I'll just overview that. So everyone know what is the meaning of time? Yes or no? Time, you know, yes or no, yeah? What's the meaning of time? I don't want any definition. You tell me what is the
Duration.
time. Duration. Good. See now, linear, I hope everyone got. I told you in the last class, and we have discussed network analysis also. I mean, network theory subject. So whenever linearity comes to picture, there should not be any alteration to my RLC element even after the supply is given. Okay. So time means the duration. Then you should know what is the meaning of invariant system. So in order to explain this, let me tell a simple definition what is there for time invariant system. So any system in which, listen carefully, in any system in which if time shift with respect to input, so same way we expect there will be some time shift with respect to my output. Agree? So let me go to paint. So what is the meaning of the thing what I told? if there is a slight change with respect to my input. So input, if we take input as x of t, is it visible, guys, what I'm writing? Everyone, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
So this is what your general flow, right? Input is given to your system, so that system has its own response h of t. So combination of h of t and your x of t will give you your output as y of t, right? So now what I'm claiming is, if there is a slight change with respect to my input, for example, instead of x of t, assume that you got some delay. I can take delay also, I can take advance also. So both are possible. So if you go with respect to some delay, so do you expect the same thing to happen towards my output also? That is what the meaning of linear. Yes or no, yeah?
Yes, sir.
So whenever you find such kind of system in which slight change with respect to my input, with respect to time I'm talking, okay? So same way with respect to my output also will get changed. So such kind of systems we are going to call as time invariant system. So if you go with the example, so everyone know days in a week, is it fixed or varying? Days in a week, is it fixed? So after Monday, Tuesday, then Wednesday, Thursday, or you will get after Wednesday, will you go back to Sunday?
It's fixed.
No, sir.
It's fixed, right? So seasons, so winter, summer, so seasons are also there, right? These are all fixed. So whenever things are fixed, like what I told, for example, days in a week, months in a year, or seasons, these are all a part of your time variant system. I'll repeat. So these are the examples with respect to time variant system. So which we can't do any changes. It is fixed. If I say time invariant, if there is small change with respect to my input, same as I said with respect to output. Example, for example, the arrival and departure of your bus or train or flight. Is it a part of your time invariant? See, if there is a delay with respect to your bus, so assume that you want to get a bus at 10 o'clock, it may be delayed by 10-15 minutes. See, because of the speed of a driver, he may recover the reaching of your destination. But in general, the prediction is what? If there is some delay with respect to my input of arrival of bus, same thing we are going to tell, maybe by reaching destination will be that much late. Yes or no? Yes or no, yeah? Everyone got what I said?
Yes, sir.
So I hope you got a clear difference between time variant system to time invariant system. So variant means it is fixed. We can't change, like days in a week, months in a year, and seasons what I told. But if you go with time invariant, so if there is slight change in the input, there is obviously there will be slight change in the output what we expect. So such kind of system is what you're going to learn in this LTI system. So I hope you got some idea. So on this problems or properties will be coming when you go with respect to signal second module. So you just have this simple concept or simple awareness. What is the meaning of time variant and invariant? Am I clear? Shall I proceed?
Yes, sir.
So that is what property number one. See, I'm discussing about the properties. So signal flow graph is applicable only to LTI systems. The same concept was there with respect to your block diagram also. So I hope, so that time we didn't much concentrate on invariant and variant. So now I gave a clear, simple example to make you understand what is the meaning of time variant and invariant. Is it okay, guys? Shall I proceed? Shall I proceed? My voice is clear, right? Is it Okay, shall we go on?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, property number 2. So you can see the property number 2 on the screen. So signal in a system flows along the branches and along the arrowhead indicated in the branch. I think in the last class I told you clearly how the differentiation will happen with respect to your what? Block diagram to signal flow graph. So there is nothing like summing point or takeaway point or any blocks what we had in case of your block diagram. So I'm just marking a node. So with help of node, I'm connecting a straight line. So that line connection is indicated with the arrow mark. That arrow mark will tell you how the input to output flow will happen. Is it not? That is what second property tells. So signal in a system flows along the branches. So depending upon your branches, so it is going to depend. So you can see one example here, x1 and x2. So here this branch, the connection is there. That is what they're talking. So along with the arrowhead. So if I give the arrow mark like this, what you can see, it means from input to output. If it is reverse, output to input. That is what property number 2 is going to tell. Is it okay? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So let's move on to property number 3. A signal gets multiplied by a branch gain. So the other name is called branch transmittance. So when it travels along it. So the meaning is, you can look at this example. So there are two nodes, x1 and x2. So the branch is connected, arrow mark is there. It means the signal flows from x1 to x2. Property number 3 tells your x2 output is 4 times of x1. Correct? So what signal is flowing here is x1. If there is a gain, so this is what the 4, what you can see, that is called as a branch gain or a branch transmittance. That gain will be multiplied to your input. That combination is the output. This is what you generalize, right? See, input is x1 of t, output is x2 of t, and this 4 is a gain from a system. So how we can get y of t? It's a combination of x of t and y, h of t, right? That is what I'm telling. So x of 2, you can write as 4 times of x of 1. Is it okay? Property number 3. Everyone. So any doubts? Anyone till the property number 3? If you have, you can ask. Is it okay?
Repeat, sir.
Repeat property number 3 here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. See, property number 3, let me plot and show you. So what I'm telling is, so we know that unlike block diagram, there is nothing blocks or summing point or takeaway point in a signal flow graph. So you just analyze this block diagram, what was written earlier. X of t is input, y of t is output, and h of t is a response. Correct? So this is your block diagram representation. If I represent the same thing using signal flow graph, this is how it looks. So x is here, I mean x of t, y is here, y of t, and there is a gain. That is your h of t, that is h. You got how I wrote this from this? Is this first point clear? Yeah. So this is what I'm trying to explain there. So here we know that what is y? According to this, what is y? Y is equals to y of t is equals to x of t into h of t. Sarinappa?
Yes, sir.
So it's a convolution between input to response. So same concept we have to implement in signal flow graph. So what is the input now? X is the input, and I am to take a convolution, nothing but a multiplication with h. So this is what the formula. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So in this example, they have chosen your x as x1. So same diagram I'm repeating. So this may be anything. So some example, they are taken nodes or marked with x1 and x2. Okay. And they are given the arrow mark which indicates from how the flow will be happening. And for this, they are given a gain that is called branch gain or branch transmittance. That is 4. So now what is x2?
x1 into 4.
That's it. That's what I told 4x1, correct?
Yes, sir.
So this is what the meaning of your property number 3. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
So is it okay? Shall we proceed with next property?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So let's come back. So look at the property number 4. So this is like your KCL concept. So what is KCL? So the branches. So the node which enters, is it same as leaving current? Entering current is equal to leaving current. Do you remember? Do you remember here? That logic is applicable here. Look at this property number 4. The value of the variable represented by any node is the algebraic sum of all the signals entering at a node. Okay. So if you look at a simple example, what they are given. So x1, x2, x3, x4, 4 nodes are there. Okay. So which is a junction where all signals are entering, which is a node at which all signals are entering.
X2.
Good. So you can look at x2. So now what is the meaning of this statement is what is x2 equals to? So x2 equals to what? It says algebraic sum of all the signals entering. It means x1 plus x3 plus x4. Agree? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So now you tell me what is x2 can be written as after substituting these variables to that. So x2 is equals
4
to
times x1
good 4x1. So here minus is there. See,
minus
whatever things is
2x3
there, you just write that one. Good. So minus 2x3 plus 3x4.
plus 3x4.
So that is what the equation. That is what the equation mentioned here. Am I clear? The property number 4. The value of the variable represented by any node. So any node, it may be anything. In this example, we have chosen x2. This can be anything. So this x2, since all are entering to it, so this is like entering current is equal to leaving current. So x2 is equal to sum of all the remaining 3. So 4x1 minus 2x3 because the value of gain is minus. Then plus x4. Is it fine? Is it fine, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So let's go with the 5th property. Look at the 5th property. So here the same thing, how it was like for a slight change, here leaving also be considered. So in the previous example, only entering we are considered, right? So now we are choosing both things. The value of the variable represented by any node is available to all the branches leaving at that node. So it means the number of branches leaving at a node does not affect the value of the represented value. So from this diagram, can you tell me individually what is the answers? So you can see x2 is a point at which 2 signals are entering. Then x4 is leaving, x5 is also leaving, x is also leaving. Sarina? So from this, what is the output for? Is it clear? Everyone, is it clear? So this is an example for x. So you can tell me what is the x2 equals to now? What is x2 equals?
5x1.
Good. So entering is from minus 2x3. That's it, right?
Yes, sir.
So now to x2, I can stop. X2 is equal to only this. Is it fine? Then tell me what is x4 equals to? What is the x4 output? X4 equals to
x2.
x2.
x2 because the gain is 1. If you multiply 1 to x2, it will be same only. Okay, what is x5?
2x2.
Good. x6?
3x2.
So I hope everyone got idea now how to consider the concept with respect to property 4 and 5, entering as well as leaving. Is it okay, guys? So in the previous example, so x2 was only one node which is acting like an output because 3 were entering to it. But look at here. Here I can take x2, x4, x5, x6 all as output because it is having entering, and same way x4 also having entering. x5 is also having entering, x is also having entering. If it is x2, it is leaving. So both concept mixture is what property number 5. Am I clear?
Sir, repeat, sir.
You want me to repeat fourth or fifth one, ma?
Fifth one, sir.
Okay, fine. So in the previous example, you understood, right? We have taken 4 signals, I mean 4 nodes, out of which all the nodes were entering. So that's why I took the algebraic sum of x1, x3, x4 to get the value of x2. But property number 5 tells the number of branches, you can look at here, the number of branches leaving a node does not affect the value of variable. It means what? See, if I consider x2 as 2 entering, so this leaving category is there for x2. So do you think that that is going to vary my x4, x5 and x6? Whatever the value of x2 I got, after reaching to x4, is it going to be changed? The variable will be changed. That's it. That is what the property number 5 tells. So even if you take x2 as 2 signals according to this example entering, 5x1 minus 5 minus 2x3 is what x2 equals to. So once I write the formula for my x4 is what? X2. So what is x2 you already got? That answer you have to substitute here. So that doesn't mean that once it leaves from this node, the variable are going to get changed. Am I clear now?
Yes, sir.
So that is what the meaning of this. See, you already got one answer for x2, right? Even if you write the value for x4, x5, x6, x2 answer doesn't change. The variable remains same. That is what this means. Is it fine with property number 5? So you can see the statement that is for all the branches leaving x2, the value of x2 available is same and the number of such branches do not affect the value of x2. Is it okay? I hope you got the clear picture now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, last property number 6. You can look at here. For a given system, your signal flow graph is not unique. What is the meaning of this? Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of the word unique?
Different.
Is not unique, means different. Good. See, I hope everyone saw the block diagram earlier, right? So it was fixed. So I could have not changed the things that this block should be like this, only this block should be, because it is given. You're just applying a reduction technique. But in case of signal flow graph, the alignment you can do however you want. If you go to simple example, the above one, can you represent this in different ways also? Only thing what I want, entering and leaving should be mentioned properly. I can mention this x2 wherever I want. Is it not here? Is it fixed? So let me go to paint. So if I take x2 here, if I choose x2 here, the alignment is left to you. You can take x1 here, you can take x3 here, you can take x4 here, you can take x5 here, you can take x6 here. Only worry is for us is what? Whether it is leaving or entering, that's it. So where you are going to do the alignment, that doesn't make any sense here. Is it fine? So arrow mark plays a major role and corresponding inputs will place a major role. Am I clear? So you can see that this diagram and previous diagram, is it same? I've just changed the alignment, right? You can see all these are represented towards my left hand side. That doesn't make any difference. Will it make any difference here?
No, sir.
That is what the meaning of not unique. So it is not a fixed thing. You can align the things however you want. Only thing that we want is the input flow and the output flow should be proper with the arrow mark indication. That will tell you however you want, you can draw a signal flow graph. Is it okay till here? See here? So it is not unique. Many other graphs can be drawn by writing a system equation in different manner. Alignment is different. Ultimately, output remains same. But this was not the category in case of your block diagram. I think in few problems we have aligned the diagram of block diagram also. Do you remember? So our C of S was like near to R of S. We have traced a path and we have rearranged the diagram for our convenient to use our reduction technique. Do you remember? I think we have solved 2 problems on that type. Yes or no? Yes or no, yeah? Yeah, everyone, is it fine till here what I told?
Yes, sir.
So all 6 properties okay. So if they ask you to list the properties of signal flow graph, then these 6 properties you need to mention with one example for 3, 4, 5, because remaining are just a statement that you can make. Is it okay? Shall we move on to next topic?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So let's move on to next topic. So that is called as terminologies. So terminologies means there are some important points to be known. So before going to solve the problem, you should be having awareness about that. So that is what they are trying to explain you. So let's try to analyze that now. So they may ask you this thing what we are doing now for definition for 2 marks. So that time you need to write a statement and with one example. Okay. So let's go with that. So you can see the question here. State the properties of signal flow graph, and you can see the marks is 6. So likewise, you can expect some theory questions in this chapter. Fine. So let's move on to the next part. So terminologies, to explain this terminologies, this one diagram is what you can see, that is sufficient. Okay. So let's move on with the first one, source node. I hope everyone got what is the meaning of node already. Everyone know what is the meaning of node?
Yes, sir.
So node means 2 or more branches connected to it. Correct, Appa? So what you learned in your network theory, same concept repeats here. So now look at here. So they are given a specific names because you have different nodes. So you should be very specific. If I say source, it means what? What is the meaning of source? Source means what,
Input,
guys?
sir.
Good, input. So it is like from which I need to pass over to reach my destination. So source means it's your input path, like your transmitter. So now you can look at this diagram. So here X naught is having a concept of source node. So the definition wise, if you go, a node having only outgoing branches is known as source node or a input node. So out of which X naught is called as source node. Is it okay?
Yes,
Is it
sir.
okay? Yeah. So now go with the sink node. So sink node means it is also called as output node. How we traced a source node as input node, same way sink node is called as output node, where a node having only incoming branches. So incoming branches is meeting at which junction here? Is it at X5 means output part?
Yes, sir.
So simple logic, remember, source node means input, sink node means output. That much if you remember means whatever example you take, you can go ahead. So X naught is where I'm going to give my R of S, that is your input, and X of 5 where I'm going to get C of S. So to get a transfer function, see, ultimate goal of this signal flow graph is also same like your block diagram, but time consumption is lesser here and complexity is lesser compared to your block diagram. So output you need to find X5 by X naught only, means C of S by R of S. Go with the next one, chain node. So what is the meaning of chain node? A node having incoming as well as outgoing branches. So what we went through with first 2 are only outgoing means input, only incoming means output. So now only outgoing means input, only incoming means output. So now if you find any nodes which is having both incoming also, outgoing also, such type of things are called as chain. Why it is called chain? So chain does what? It is going to hold both the ends, right? So likewise it is having incoming also, outgoing also. So by see this diagram and tell me where are incoming, outgoing gas?
X3, sir.
X3, X3 is having incoming as well as and, it's not or, it's and and outgoing branches. Okay. See here. What about X1? Incoming, outgoing, both are there, right?
Yes, sir.
So I can take X1 also a chain node. Come to X2. X2 is also having income. Here also one income, one outgoing is there. So I can treat X2 also my chain node. Coming to X3, incoming is there, outgoing is there, again incoming is there. Sarinappa. So you can take X3 also. Similarly, X4, incoming is there, outgoing is there, outgoing is there. So I hope you got an idea, everyone. Is it
Yes,
okay
sir.
to everyone? Fine. So now the next concept is the forward path, which you already learned in your block diagram. So statement is same, right? So the path from input to output node is called as forward path. So let me ask you with this diagram, how many forward paths you have? So can anyone tell me how many forward paths you have by seeing this diagram? Forward paths. So from input to output, how many forward paths you have? Only 2. So I got one answer as 2. Any other answer? Understand
Four, sir.
carefully. Forward path, input to output. Okay, one more answer I got 4. Fine. Any other answer? Any other answer? Others? Look at the diagram and tell me, guys. Input to output paths. How many you have? That is called forward path.
2, sir.
So you're telling 2 only. Okay, fine. So any other answer apart from 2 and 4? So let's try to analyze this. So you told 2. Okay, how many told 2? Can you tell me which are the path here? You just mention me the flow along with X1. Yeah.
X1, X3, X4, X.
Okay. So the first one according to you is X not in the shuru ಆಗಬೇಕಲ್ವೇನ್ರ? X not is input. X not ಆಮೇಲೆ X1,
X1, X2, X3, X4.
X2, X3, X4, X5. So input to output. So 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is 1. So according to you, the path. So this one. So this is your first one. Okay, now. Okay, good. Next, second one. Second forward path. Yeah, tell me, second forward path. So you told 2. One more is which one, ma?
X1 to X3, sir.
You should consider X0 first. So it will go from X0. Input path you should not leave. X0, X1. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವುದು?
X3.
Okay, X3, X4, X5. Okay, na? So according to you, these are the 2 forward paths applicable. Okay? Yes, fine. So these 2 are correct. So someone told 4 as answer. Let me know which is that remaining 2 more.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Satya.
X0, X1,
X0,
X1,
X1,
X3,
X3,
again X3, sir.
again X3. Yeah. You should go and end at the output path. It means it is going to
X5.
reach at X5.
X5.
Let's trace it. Let's trace it. Not an issue. Let's trace it. Let's check out. So X2, X1 is this. So you can look at the cursor what I'm tracing, right? So X2
Yes, sir.
is not there. So what you told after this path, because this is leaving. So here, you can trace like this. You can come out and you can reach like this. That is also possible.
Yes,
that is also one path. Similarly, from here, reaching here and coming out. This is also one possible. So understood?
Yes, sir.
How many forward paths you have now?
4.
ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಪ್ಪ? Those who told 2 as answer. See, I told clearly input to output. You can show the things right. Arrow mark will help you, right? Input to output. This is one. So this is one. Say I can't go with this because this is coming in. So that is meaning is feedback path. That's it. So simple example what you already learned in block diagram. Is it okay? So last one is X0, x1. I hope you got the tracing part what I showed you. x0, x1. Then similarly x2, x3, x5. Is it okay? Everyone, is it okay? What is the one more thing you can make a note here? See, I told you x0, x1, you're going in this way. You already trace x3, and if you go directly to x5, it's fine. But if you go in this manner, what is happening? What is happening, guys? You are not supposed to trace the traced path. See, x3 already traced, right? x3 already traced. So if you keep tracing once more, you told x3, x3 twice. So you should not do this mistake. Am I clear? Once you start the input level, it should go and touch the nodes only once. That is a condition, you should be very careful. So once it touches, and it has to come out as output. Say I could have traced x0, x1, then x3, again this loop. See here what I'm tracing, this x3, and from here x5. That could obviously be done, right? But why we didn't trace? The same node should not touch twice. So because that is not called as a forward path, that is going to be a loops that we will discuss later. Am I clear till here to everyone? So you got the 4 forward paths, x1, I mean x0, x1, x2, then you can 3, x3, and this path will tell you which reaches your x5. Is it okay till here? Am I
Yes,
clear?
sir.
Light. So let's come back. So any doubts with sync node, chain node, source node, and forward paths? Is it okay, guys, till here? So next heading will be your feedback loops. So feedback loop means what?
Output input.
Yes. And the indication and the hint is what? Without tracing any node twice. You should not trace any node twice. So like that, you tell me how many feedback loops you have.
2.
You have 2 feedback loops. Observe things carefully and tell me.
1, sir.
Output to input, how many you have? You have 2 or 1?
1.
1,
See
sir.
here, only T42 is having a gain, correct alappa? So starting point, ending point is called a feedback, correct and wrong? So x2, x3, x4, if you write the naming wise, so starting point, ending point should be same, right? Say I'm not tracing x2 twice, I'm ending it twice. So I hope you got the difference. x2, x3, x4, and this path will end here. Is it what your feedback loop?
Yes, sir.
So if you go with feedback loop means what? Which originates from a particular node and then this to particular node and terminating at a same, okay, traveling through at least one other node. You can look at this example is where I can find my feedback, right? So x4, and again if you come back it is going to x2 only. Is it satisfying the condition? Originates at x2 and terminates at x2, okay, and traveling at least one. It doesn't mean that it should not be more than one. So here it is happening x3, x4. Am I clear? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
So you can underline the word here, without tracing any node twice. See, nowhere we have traced the thing twice. Anywhere you have traced twice, we went through like this, we traced and we ended. Starting point, ending point should be same. That is what the meaning of a loop. Is it okay? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So any doubts, anyone with respect to forward paths and feedback paths? See, if you're able to understand this definition, then only when you solve the problem, you'll get an idea. So like how we went through deduction technique, no? Same way you need to know these things. Is it fine, guys? Shall I proceed with next path gain? So I think one is missing here. There is a hidden here. This is called a self loop. So after feedback loop, next terminology is self loop. Look at a statement and tell me. A feedback loop consisting of only one node is called as a self node. I'll repeat. A feedback loop consisting of what? Only one node is called as a self node. So you look at this, a feedback loop. So this is a feedback loop, right? So inside this feedback loop, can you tell me how many self loop you have? Self loop. Is this junction is called self loop? What I'm tracing? Your T33. T33 is called self loop. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And you should be very careful that self loop should be a part of your feedback loop only. Since you have only one feedback loop, you can't expect more than one. According to this diagram, only one self loop will be there, and that should consisting of only one node called X3. I hope you got the meaning of the definition for self loop. Is it fine? So example is T33, that is at X3 is called self loop. Is it okay? Is it fine with the self loop concept, everyone? So loop means it should be a closed path. So self loop means which should be inside your feedback loop, but it should not touch more than one node. So that conditions you should be very, very careful. You should remember. Is it okay? Shall I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Go with the next seventh terminology called path gain. Path gain. So how many forward paths you found, guys?
4.
4.
So along with each path, you can see some gains are written there. You can see here 1, T12, T23, T33, T44, T42. So this is all called as a gain. So that is what your path gain tells. Yeah, the product of branch gains while going through a forward path is known as path gain. So according to your forward paths, we found 4 forward paths. So individual has its own gain. So if you go with the first one, what is the answer for the first one? It's 1 into T2, T23, 1 into T12, T23,
2, 3,
T34,
T3, 4,
T45.
T4, 5.
ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಿದೇನ್ರೋ? So you just need to multiply the gain to calculate the path gain. Is it okay? Is it okay? Everyone, is it okay, guys? So how
Sir.
many forward paths you have, that many path gains you have to supposed to multiply. See, this sync can be called as forward path gain. Forward path gain, you can look at here, X not the first one what you have chosen, that is what they have taken with respect to this one, the first one. The first forward path has been chosen. Why you are not taken second, third and fourth? Can anyone tell me what is the answer? Why they are not done the remaining? You can take all also not. You can consider, right? They are shown an example, that's all. Is it okay? So how much our forward paths you have, that much gain you are supposed to multiply. That will tell you. See the condition here. Why they are not taken second, third, fourth? Because of this. See here, note, while tracing a forward paths or a feedback loop, no node to be traced twice. No node to be traced twice. So if you go with this second forward path, is it touching? Is it touching here?
Yes, sir.
That is why they are chosen only the first as a path gain. So you can see the example here. So x0, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5 is a path which we have traced only once. If you go with the remaining forward path, it is going to touch to any of the nodes. So hence the path gain is taken only for the first one. Is it okay? Shall I move on next one?
Yes, sir.
So next is called dummy node. See, this is dummy node will place a some role for you while solving the problem. You can look at the difference between the first diagram to second diagram. See, in this diagram, what is missing? Can anyone tell me? From diagram number A.
Source
Thank
and
you.
sink.
Good. So there is no input to output, correct now? So they are not mentioned the source sink and sink, I mean input output node. If it is not there, then we have to create it. So that is called as a dummy node. So if we do a dummy with respect to gain of 1, there is no alteration. So if the gain is something else apart from 1, it is going to change. Why? Why it is not changing? Because I can tell x1 is nothing but 1 only. X2 nothing but 1 only. Nothing but x1, x2 only. Yes or no, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is where your dummy node plays. So observe carefully whenever you find such kind of problems while solving. If there are no sink and source nodes, you can add with a gain of 1 such a way that x1, x2 doesn't alter with your gain. Is it okay? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
And one more hint, you should be very careful. Look at this point carefully, everyone. Addition of branches of gain 1 means this branch what I added 1 and 1. It's possible only before starting and after ending of node. So it means in between you can't add any dummy nodes. That is a one point you should be very careful. Only at the input level, output level, to show the flow you can mention. In between the chain nodes you can't add it. You can see the sentence there. It's clearly mentioned. Is it okay till here? Is it okay till here to everyone? Fine guys, till here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you have two more concepts, that is non-touching loops as well as loop gain. So along with that, the Mansion gain formula we will discuss tomorrow's class. Fine. So the time I think. So we'll stop here. So any doubts, anyone with the properties what we discussed as well as the terminologies what we went through till now? Is it okay till here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So then we can stop the session. Just a second.